Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who fell so short in life in so many ways that they actually named an inferiority complex after him. Now, here is Ridley Scott's Napoleon biopic to tell us all the ways he tried to measure up and the lies he told when he did not. And nobody tells an epic battle story like Scott, and while problematic it may be, the film also gives you an appreciation for Scott's sweeping visuals. Thankfully, a biopic that doesn't pick up from birth. Napoleon takes place right as the French Revolution is picking up, and Marie Antoinette is pretty much losing her head. Napoleon, played by Joaquin Phoenix, has just made the rank of Brigadier General, just as political upheaval is seizing France, a period known as the Reign of Terror. Scott then takes us through one insurrection, several invasions, a political coup by Napoleon and several other men, his eventual coronation and time serving as king, and his inevitable exiles and banishments. And the director is just getting warmed up. Napoleon's marriage alone is fascinating to pick apart. Now, there is supposedly a 4-hour cut of this movie. This one is only like 2.5. The way Scott seems to speed through much of this with only kind of a vague context makes seeing the 4-hour cut all the more interesting. Still, there's a kind of lurid appeal to what we do see here, accompanied by awe-inspiring battles and a mocking humor to this power-mad dictator. Some of the best laughs come with his marriage to Josephine, played by Vanessa Kirby, a woman who lost her husband during the revolution and wound up imprisoned herself. There seems a cold distance between she and Napoleon at first, but they wind up marrying, and she inflames his jealousy immediately afterward. What's fascinating about it is that it is so purposely ill-defined. We're left to wonder about the attraction so much as the nature of why they stay together in the first place. Her betrayals and his humorless ego are like oil and water, and she has a way of laughing at the most inopportune times that seems like she's mocking him. Yet, that she has the temperament of a slut seems to inflame his lust for her, and she seems to like his animal advances as well. It's not a beautiful love story, but one fun to figure out. And Kirby is a wonderfully acerbic, complex lover and sex pot. The other big thing here is his quest for peace with Britain, which leads to one battle after another, not just with them, but with Austria and Russia as well. The battle sequences here are great, and I'll get to them in a second, but Scott also doesn't shy away from dialogue that paints Napoleon in broadly humorous terms, like sniveling a line like, "You think you're so great because you have boats," to the British in one hilarious scene. And the battle sequences are expansive and bloody. With the help of cinematographer Dariusz Wolski, these long shots capture the carnage, but also the incredible destructive glory of the cannonball. Scott really shows what these things can do here, like one absolutely gory piece of awesomeness involving a horse getting hit with one later, and then there's also a scene involving soldiers escaping on a block of ice. Through Phoenix's performance, we get glimpses of the tactician, the man filled with so much pride that he literally believes he has no flaws, and how all that comes from insecurity. In reality, his power seems to come from ruthlessness, which he tries to mask with benevolence, demeaning, and flat out murder. He also becomes so unkempt in later years that he also kind of looks like Bill Belichick. But there's also a distance Scott seems to have with this character. He has no real point of view about him, and much of the time the director is just taking us through his storied career and tumultuous personal life. Spectacle becomes more of the goal of this movie more than identifying with the characters, which might make it seem longer for some people, but there are some real fireworks here, not just on the battlefield, but between characters as well. It's not a great movie, but I would say it is a good one. That's why I'm going B, guys. But that is my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that subscribe button, click that like button, and I hope to see you back next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.